Hi, my name is Zealand Turner. I'm the Director of School Communications here at PALCS, sitting with our family engagement team and talking about all of the resources, connections, and support our Family Support Network offers learning coaches here at PALCS.
And this is Winging It. Hello, I am Chenell Wright. I am the Family Engagement Coordinator.
Hi, I'm Anna Ditlow. I am our Region 2 Family Ambassador.
Hello, my name is Crystal Hanna, and I am a Family Ambassador for Region 1.
So we have 3 regions for our Family Ambassadors with PALCS. We have Region 1, 2, and 3. 3 is our Pittsburgh side, our west side of the state. Region 2 is central, so it's like Lancaster to like Center County. And then we have Region 1, which is going to be the eastern side of the state. So all the way from Westchester all the way to the top.
Family Ambassadors, let's start just with that title alone. What is that? What do you do?
The Family Ambassadors really are the support system for our learning coaches. Our job really is to be the connection, the bridge between the home and the school. When you come here, we want you to feel connected and feel like family.
So when do you get to start meeting people?
So when a new family joins us at any time of the year, one of the first points of contact they have after orientation is going to be a family ambassador. We're going to reach out to them. We're going to call you maybe once, maybe more than once. We're going to send you emails. We're going to get you on the ball before you even have a chance to feel overwhelmed. So when we make those enrollment calls, one of the first things we want to offer is something called a learning coach support session. And in that support session, it can be an hour, it can be 10 minutes. It has to be whatever that learning coach needs. And it is one-on-one time with us as the family ambassadors to really dig into what PALCS has to help those parents monitor their children's work to be successful. So that takes us, to the point where we're meeting with our learning coaches one-on-one. And we're digging through that PALCS school lobby. What does the student snapshot look like? How do we find the data? How do I know what Canvas looks like? How do I manage the difference between my inbox and Canvas and all of that? And that can be really overwhelming to a learning coach in the beginning. And we want to be that bridge to that process of it not feeling overwhelming, so that when you really hit the ground running with you and your students, that you all can be on the same page and you can find success for the rest of the year or from whenever you started with us.
You said a lot of different keywords there, PALCS school, Canvas, snapshot. I feel like I might need a glossary.
Yeah. And that's kind of what our role is. That we can kind of be that walking glossary for our parents, honestly. Like, we want to make the connection with our learning coaches so that they have a point person from the beginning, that they know who to go to. One of the things I love to say to our learning coaches when I talk to them the first time is, I may not have all the answers, but you can always start with me and I will dig to find them at our school. And we want parents to have that point of connection, because it can be an overwhelming transition sometimes to go from one school to a new school, especially a new type of school like PALCS, because we are that unique type of setting. And we want our parents to have that initial point of contact and have someone they know they can go to no matter what the question is, that we can be their advocate and their resource. If a parent is overwhelmed, let's say they're looking at their students' grades and they're just it's not clicking. Maybe they're having trouble submitting work on time or getting organized or knowing even where to start with looking at their work. Some parents, they think, I need to email all the teachers. Yes, you can. You have that ability. But we can also be that bridge for you. We can help connect you with academic advisors and guidance counselors and other resources throughout our school, so that you have the ability to have the tools to be successful as a learning coach.
So we definitely want to create a collaboration between the home and the school. We know that parents are the teacher, the students' first teachers. So we know that whatever teaching and education is going on within the home, we want to come alongside that here at PALCS School. And so we do that in a lot of different ways. We, the academic advisor is there, like you said, for the student to help them kind of structure their learning. The guidance counselors help with, course rosters, etc. So we come alongside the parent and we say, we help them understand what the different roles are of these people. And then we say, how can we kind of help in this collaboration process? How can we help you, come alongside what the school counselors are doing, what the academic advisors are doing? How can we kind of help partner with you to make sure your student is going to be as successful as possible? In addition to like your academic advisor and the school counselor, PALCS is just really good with providing not only students, but the learning coaches with all the resources they need to do school from a cyber setting, all the technology, etc. So we are going to come alongside you. Anna mentioned like the student snapshot, those different things. We've got profile pages where we collect data, like I said earlier, on how the student is doing. Our job really is to navigate, point you to all those resources that the parent needs, whether it is social connections for the students, or whether it is understanding how do I find the teacher comments on a homework submission,
Sure.
etc.
So I hear you talk about social engagements. That's a big question. We do monthly info sessions for prospective families, and I guarantee you at least once, if not more, every single info session we have is how do we offer social engagement opportunities, and when are they? What are they like? Can we expect them in every division? I feel like you must get those questions too.
I think a really important aspect our families look for is that connection. So we have two ways that we helped connect our families through the Family Ambassador team. One is we have a family connection survey. So through the Family Support Network, which you can find on the PALCS school lobby, it's on the left-hand side, it's a little hand. It's the Family Support Network. So that's where our parents should really start, our families and our learning coaches should start in finding these Family Ambassador resources. But on that main page, all the way at the bottom, there's something called the Family Connection Survey. And what that's used as is a way for families to submit their information and say, hey, I'm looking for a connection in my area. And they give us some demographics about their kiddos, whether their grade level, maybe some interest. And when we get that information, we start to look for families that we can start connecting in the area, in their local areas. So it's a very fundamental way for us to kind of get our families connected, and sometimes a family may submit it and we might have to reach out and say, hey, we don't have anyone just yet, but we see you. We'll keep looking for you. So that's one way our families can try to connect. But other things too is we also do events as well. We'll try to do monthly events in all our different regions, and throughout the region so that we can get our families connected. Sometimes our field trips are only kind of able to get to maybe the Pittsburgh area or the Westchester, Chester County area. But with the Family Ambassador team, we're able to plan events in further areas of Pennsylvania, which is great. So like I'll go into Region 2, I'll be up there in Harrisburg, and we're getting more north, but to get those families connected and to give them an opportunity to come out and meet each other and make connections with each other, and build their own PALCS community wherever they are.
Family ambassadors try to host events in the communities where our families live, but we try to also keep an academic component there as well. So we want to meet with our learning coaches when we're in the community and make sure that they're feeling comfortable, feeling confident in navigating all that PALCS School has to offer, meeting with them face to face and seeing what else we can do to help serve them and their students. But when we ask you to come out and meet with us in the community, we don't want to just see you. We want you to bring your students, because we know the students have an opportunity now to see their peers that they would usually see in a virtual lesson. Let's see them face to face, and let's make those connections in that way as well.
So you keep talking about setting up events in different regions. What kind?
We've done socials in the past. That was really successful.
Yeah.
And other events throughout the year. We try to stay creative. If we feel, we need to change gears, then we change gears. And we just keep getting out there.
We've done book buddies. We've done winter socials, come out. We've had hot chocolate bars, and we've done types of different crafts and stuff related to different things around the winter holidays, we've done game days, we've done meet and greets at Lincoln Financial Field and Acrisure Stadium. So we try to do things that we think will be of interest to the families to get them to come out. But again, it's about that social connection while you're having fun as well.
Yeah.
And you're building that relationship with our learning coaches. Are learning coaches always parents?
No. So, and that's why we don't say parents, because a parent can be a grandparent. It could be, just a trusted adult that happens to live in the home that maybe has had some children that have gone through PALCS school, but maybe their children have graduated, but now they're helping their niece or nephew. So a learning coach can be anyone in the home or who has made a commitment to help that student with their academics here at PALCS.
I love that. So you're talking about getting in touch right from the enrollment process,
Absolutely.
and then you're establishing that relationship. You're introducing yourself. You're saying, hey, here, welcome to PALCS. Here are some of the resources. Is that what we're calling a learning coach support session, or is that separate?
So learning coach support session's slightly different. So that part is just our initial outreach. That's I want to get to know you. Hey, I'm Anna Ditlow. I'm your Region 2 Family Ambassador. Who are you? Welcome to PALCS. What are your questions? How can I help you? That conversation can kind of lead us into what their supports may need to be in a learning coach support session. So typically they're framed as like a 1-hour session where you meet one-on-one with a family member. It's usually via Zoom at a time that works best for them. So one of the great things is family ambassadors, we're available all the time. Like there's someone available for you, and we can work with your schedule. We have a lot of working learning coaches. We want to make sure that we can be available for a session in the evening or even on a Saturday morning. But in that learning support session, we take that one-on-one time with that learning coach and dig through whatever questions they have. Do you need a refresher on understanding what you're looking at if you're looking at Canvas? Any of those things. And it's a personalized opportunity for that learning coach to feel comfortable with what they're using daily to help monitor their student and help their student find continued success. Chenell developed a really great training program that we go through. It has slides and it really breaks it down to a way that we walk through every single step. So we do have a very in-depth one, and then during that opportunity, if we need to take a break and dig into a part deeper, we can stay there and do that. But the training that Chenell developed for us to use to help our learning coaches is really in depth, and it really covers all the resources a learning coach may need to feel really successful.
How does a learning coach reach out to you if they feel like they might need a support session?
First, we always offer that during the new enrollment calls. So the family ambassadors, when they call you and introduce themselves, they will always offer that 1-hour support session. However, if we miss you, we'll send you an email and we will let you know when we're available. But on the Family Support Network, every family ambassador has their own page with a little bit of personal information about who they are, so that the families can get to know who their family ambassadors are. And they all have a calendar that lets them know when they are available to meet with any learning coach when they need support. The learning coach training, whether you do it with Anna, whether you do it with any of the other family ambassadors, will all be the same thing, because we want all of our learning coaches to understand very fully what PALCS school offers. So there are certain things we're going to go through, the student snapshot area, the student courses area. We're going to take you under the student links area. There are going to be certain things we point out on the PALCS school lobby for every single learning coach, so that they understand those resources that most learning coaches need, whether it's how to log an absence and submit an absence note, or whether it is how to find the calendar to know what is upcoming, understand what the critical messages section of the lobby is. But then we're going to take you to Canvas and help you understand this is where your student is engaged most of the day with their schoolwork. We want you to understand what that looks like for your student. So if your student happens to be struggling, you know how to get in there, understand that process that the student goes through, and then help them if they need help. And you can see every single thing your student does, from an assignment that they've submitted to what work is still needing to be completed. And then we also offer just open sessions. We have an afternoon learning coach lunch hour session. We also have the evening learning coach lounge, which is open in the evenings, Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It is the opportunity for any learning coach, new or old, to jump in, ask us a question, let us know what your concerns are. As you see, we communicate with you. We send out a lot of emails through our family support network to engage with the learning coaches on things that we're doing. If you have a question about why we're doing it, come to us. Let us help you understand what we're doing, what we're up to, why, because the main goal is to connect with our families. The Family Support Network is the learning coaches resource. So it is where only learning coaches go to connect. There's no teachers that are getting on this site, because we want our learning coaches to feel comfortable to engage with each other. So there are division level parent forums where the parents can engage with each other and say, hey, how are you doing, PALCS? I have multiple students in multiple divisions. I'd like some support or some advice from a veteran PALCS parent. Can you give me some advice? We have our multilingual community boards where people that speak different additional languages can engage with other learning coaches. We have an electronic guidebook, so even in the evenings or on the weekends when staff is not here, we are providing you with opportunities to connect with your students' learning.
There's so much there.
There's so much.
What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part are the events where we meet the parents. And I like to make people feel as comfortable as they can. And that's basically what I do, is just plan events and see how, if I was in their position, or which I have been, what I liked, what I didn't like. So I like to extend, the courtesy to have an event where we can sit down and talk and find out what you like and what's bothering you, what would make it better for you or your child.
And what got you interested in doing this?
I've always worked like in the school systems and whatnot with autistic kids and children and whatnot. And now that I'm getting older, I can't go out and run behind them when they elope and whatnot. And so I had to quit my job, which I really liked. And I saw this job available, and I wanted to do something different without the children, but working with the parents. And when I saw all the things that I would be doing, event things, she had a whole list of things. And I was like, well, I never did that before, but that sounds like fun. I'm going to try.
PALCS has always been a special place to me. So if I can be here in a role that advocates for our parents to find continued success for our families in the PALCS community, then I'm here for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
How about you, Chenell?
Absolutely. I was a PALCS parent before I ever became a staff member. I had two children here at PALCS. So I remember what it was like to try to keep up with students and what it's like when you let it go for a while. So it was a learning opportunity. So coming on as a staff member, I can certainly identify with learning coaches and where they are at all the different levels. And as we have hired the family ambassadors, it's been very important that every family ambassador is bringing something to this role where they truly understand and can connect with the parents. Every single one of the family ambassadors has something they're bringing. We have someone that's been in the school system for 30 years that was a reading specialist, knows what students are going through. We have someone that came out of the school system, doing substitute teaching. So everybody that comes here, we have parents, we have other parents that are family ambassadors, and we have parents that have come from other cyber school settings. So yes, We want you to know that we're not just some random people. We've been in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We understand your struggles, and we are family. We're here to help you.
I feel like, from my perspective, thinking about, I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so they're not quite in kindergarten yet. I've still got some time, but when considering a cyber charter school approach, I feel like it's adding another layer to our family dynamic, to our home life, to my schedule, to our family agenda. Do you feel that you are able to help our families cope with the balance and coordination of it all?
So the parents have the opportunity to look at the virtual lesson schedules, which we do show them how to do that when they're newly enrolled with us. Create a schedule that works for your student. And then, give yourself some grace as you learn to manage that schedule. And if it's not working, you adapt it to fit your needs. So yes, we can certainly relate, and cyber school brings so much opportunity. The one thing I will say is, if you are new here, it is important for our learning coaches to understand there is a level, though, of commitment that is not like in a brick and mortar school. Our students are great. And just as a personal story, when my girls came here, my girls were very independent. They did well in school. And so I kind of took a hands-off approach at first. And my engagement with school was, how's it going? And I'd let my students answer. It's going good. And we hear that a lot from the other learning coaches. But when you are a learning coach and you get in there and look for yourself, you begin to recognize, what they decide is going good is not necessarily what I think is going good. I'm being surprised here. So we do want the learning coaches to understand there is a level in the cyber school setting that is different from brick and mortar. You do have to have that engagement. And so we want to help our learning coaches understand that and help them adjust to that. What we have found is when a student is not engaging with their schoolwork, if a parent knows where to look and see what is happening online in PALCS School and in Canvas, again, that is a prompt for the learning coach to say, hey, what's happening? How can I help you? Because even though the student may be overwhelmed, if we can help the learning coach remain calm, no matter what is happening in that home, most likely we can get them back on track. What we don't want is for the student to feel overwhelmed, the parent to come home from work and is not knowing exactly where to look to find out what is going on in the schools, in their child's academics, and then they throw up their hands and say, I'm overwhelmed too. It's time to go. This is not working. Be sure you come to us. We're going to keep you calm, because if you remain calm, if the learning coach remains calm, the student will stay calm. And if we can help you help your student, it will be okay.
I feel like, does that mean you don't necessarily have to be an expert on cyber learning when you join this community?
I think there's beauty in the fact that it's a learning process continually from the beginning until the day your child graduates. But that's also the beauty of growing up as a kid too. Things are always changing, and as the learning coach and the parent, you're constantly adjusting too. And I think it's important that our learning coaches know that it's okay to take a deep breath and take a step back and say, okay, I might need a little extra help here, and know that there's a safe team of people here at PALCS with open arms saying, come on down, we're going to help. Like, we got you. Let's go. Where do we got to start? Like, how do we make you feel comfortable in something that can feel very overwhelming, especially if it's a brand new transition, like you said, a brand new dynamic for your family. We're a family here too, and we want to welcome you with those open arms so that you can be successful, that your kiddos can feel successful. And that's why our team does what we do. We want you to know where you can go if you're just like, okay, this feels like a lot, and we're here to help always.
Turning the page of a book.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's I thought it was so much more complicated.
It's a copier. Making copies.
Right? It totally sounds like that.
Or dryer? No.
Like the heater or something turning on.
Yeah, I feel like it's all of these things. It's a fan.
I was about to say, it
Okay.
sounds like my kid's hatch, so.
Yeah, right? Okay, there we go.
Spraying something.
Oh, a food processor?
Or disposal. Somebody blowing their nose.
You're correct. Aerosol can.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't care what that is. That means my 3-year-old is getting up to something.
Yes.
And I need to go figure that out.
Light
A
switch.
lock. Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, it's a blinker in a car. See
It's
the
a
lights
light
on?
switch.
Light
Oh, I said
switch.
that too.
Bing, bing, bing.
Dishes.
Putting dishes away.
I'm going to stop it right there because you're on it.
Yeah, you're on it, Crystal.
Opening pots and pans.
Oh, so you're trying to fight my Tupperware.
That does sound like a Tupperware fight.
Where's the lid?
A VCR tape.
We forgot what that sounds
I
like.
Yeah.
haven't even thought
Tell me
about
about
that.
it. I thought it was a CD tray, and I was like, it can't be.
Oh, yeah, like coming in and out like your old Sony.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Scotch tape?
Ooh.
one.
That's one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
Nice.
A junk drawer.
Yeah. It's got to be, right?
Trying to find batteries in my junk drawer.
That's what my junk drawer sounds like. Wrapping paper?
Oh.
I'm going to go with junk drawer.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
that one's just
Yeah.
wrapping
I'm
paper.
calling
right,
that
Anna.
now. I'm
Yeah.
calling that junk drawer.
You're pouring beans into like a dish or something.
Okay.
Like pasta. It
I was
sounds like
thinking
dry pasta or
change, but
something.
dry pasta, I like that. Macaroni.
Yeah,
or
it sounds
bean.
like it. I don't know.
Cereal? Wait,
Cereal.
wait. Let's hear that again. What kind of cereal sounds
Must
like
be
that?
Cheerios.
That's really heavy.
We really just want to facilitate a true connection for those families. So you don't have to have a question. We're certainly going to reach out to you to help you feel more comfortable with PALCS schools just in general. But we want to help you feel connected to your school, to other parents, to students. So that is part of what we do. We want to help make those connections for our families. But we just don't do one-on-one group trainings. We do group trainings as well. We will do a group training over Zoom. We will come to your community and meet with you and do trainings. We will come to your community and host an event so that you can get to know each other face to face. We just want you to feel as comfortable as you can. We're all learning. Technology is all about learning, and there's advancements constantly. So let's not just let the students get ahead of us. Let's learn together and keep up with what our students are doing. So it is a family matter.